Hey everyone, Coach Michelle here. So let's talk about relationships, shall we? So I know that you are in a toxic relationship. This person is not doing you right. This person is doing you wrong, and you know it. You have been knowing it for quite some time, but you are ignoring the red flags, and it's not going to go away. It's going to continue to be what it is because you're letting them do what they do. You are teaching people how to treat you when you allow them to take advantage of you. And it doesn't get better unless that person has identified that they have a problem and they want to get better. Because what's going to happen is that they're going to continue to do what they do, but they might adjust themselves slightly just to keep you at bay, just to keep you on the leash. And because you're so hungry and in need of validation and some type of company or comfort, you take crumbs and act as though it's a steak. You have conditioned yourself so well to make yourself believe that these crumbs that you are receiving is enough. They don't have to do much to keep you on a string because they have studied you down through the years. They know your likes, your dislikes, what you're going to do, what you're not going to do. They know that they can cross your boundaries because you have showed them all of this, expecting or even praying that this person will change. Prayer does change anything except for a person who does not want to change. That is not going to happen. You can stay with someone for 1,000 years and you can fast and pray until you become invisible. It's not going to change that person who does not want to change. God can do anything but two things. He can't fail, but then he also does not override a person's will. He's given us all a free will to choose. And after you have seen patterns over and over and over again, you have to start believing what you're seeing because you cannot be angry. You can't blame anyone but yourself when you are seeing the red flags and you're choosing to ignore them. You're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to do the hard thing and say, yes, I see what I see. This is not getting any better. It does not matter how many times you change. It doesn't matter what you do. You can turn into the Virgin Mary and it's still going to be a problem. You're still going to be the problem. You're never going to be good enough to help a person that doesn't want to be helped. You're never going to be smart enough. You're never going to be pretty enough. You're never going to be small enough. You're never going to be quiet enough. You're never going to back off enough to call someone that does not want to do right, that does not want to get themselves together to get together. You can't do that. You don't have the power. If God himself hasn't changed that person or that person hasn't submitted to the will of God, even the fear of the Lord, because that's the beginning of wisdom. If that person is amongst the believers and say they have the Holy Ghost and have not changed yet, sis, I can assure you that you're not going to be able to change them. Don't fear. The Lord hasn't given you the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. You know that this is not right. You deserve better, whether you're with someone else or whether you're by yourself. You're worth more than that. You're smarter than that. You're wiser than that. You're better than that, despite what other people say, because that's another reason sometimes we don't do what we know we need to do because of what people may say. Until they come into your world and start paying your bills and start living your life, day in and day out behind closed doors. They don't have the right, unless you invite them in, to have an opinion to tell you what you need to do or have to do or should do for your life. Sometimes, you all, it takes a strong person to do something that many have not done. So sometimes when you're in relationships with people, when you're close to people, you're related to people, and you are making moves that they really wanted to do, but they didn't have the strength, the courage, the wherewithal to do it, they may try to talk you out of doing something, not because it's wrong, but because they couldn't do it or they wouldn't do it. So you have to be able to decipher what is best for you in this season. Close your circle in. Quit asking for the opinions of everybody else outside of God. He is your source. He provides the resources that you need. So don't let no man, woman, boy, or girl hinder you, stifle you, or even intimidate you in doing what's best for you. And if you have children, your children as well. You know what you know. You see what you see. Nobody can help you make the decision. No one can tell you what to do, but you know that you're miserable and you know that you're living a lie. So you're going to have to make the decision and do the hard thing. Find out from God exactly what you need to do. What plan do you need to take? It's not about what everybody else did or did not do. Each person has to make their own decision. You can't do the same thing that somebody else did or didn't do. Talk to God. Get before Him like never before, because life is too short. You're more afraid and you're more concerned about what people may say versus what God is saying. And that's not good, you all. That's not a good place to be. So turn over some plates. Ask Him to help you and to give you a plan that you can understand and implement. Don't say anything until you're ready to make the move. And when you make the move, don't look back.